get them over there because we were.
Is that posted to the website?
Yeah, it's on.
Maybe we can just share it.
But but it's actually, she has some of them over there. Just have to come link for it when you get it.
Okay.
She does. Because it's the ones they're handing out.
I think my grandma used to come to one of it.
Wow.
Well, how long ago was your grandma here?
No, she's died 12 years ago. So it's probably
This building we've had for about 4 years.
Okay, then she wouldn't have been at this one.
No.
No.
No. That's the back door back there, and then this is the kitchen. Yeah.
Wow. Not bad.
This actually the Masons had this place. They had the kitchen set up. There was a door on either side. That was completely open over there. And then this was shut off here, so they had a really small kitchen. But back in there, they had one of those great big gigantic goose stoves, you know.
Right.
So Bonnie Toombs from the Dassies came over, and she started redesigning and knocking out walls and everything. So I knocked out the wall here and opened that up.
Yeah.
And started expanding and putting all this stuff in. So now we have this stove here. We have the stove back there.
Cool.
And
what's a typical dinner like?
well, let's see. The other night they had lasagna and salad, and they had ice cream.
Sounds
and,
good.
fruit and cookies and stuff like that.
Wow.
And then sometimes they'll come in and they'll do like breakfast and things. It just kind of depends on which group it is.
And those people are donating.
Most nights they're getting a better meal than I make.
I was gonna say that's better than I eat a lot of days.
Well, and that's and you know the reason for that though is that you're looking at different volunteers every night. If you look at this, and please don't take a picture of this.
Yeah. Wow.
But if you look at this, this has all of the different people that are providing meals. You see.
Oh my gosh.
And so there are different folks coming in every day, every night, most of the time.
What's the average count
Of what?
of people eating?
Usually there's probably between 60 and 70 people that eat.
Is that right?
Yeah.
This is so cool.
They will say, you know, people will say, well, why are you doing that if the Lord's Diner's open? Well, we do it because there are a lot of people that work beyond that point of 7:30 when they close.
Right.
That's one thing.
Oh.
Second thing is that I just don't know anybody that's going to eat more than their body can hold.
Right.
And so if they want somewhere to eat, and especially if it's a meal that's that somebody
Prepared,
handmade, and done, then that's been done for them, just for them.
That's so cool.
And so that makes them feel different about it as well. So,
Right.
and they also get something out of that interaction, by providing it. So.
Right. How cool. So that's a lot of cool people.
And think about this. This goes on 5 months, so you'll have thousands of volunteers that actually have worked. Because even though these days around here, usually they'll have 4 or 5 different people with
Helping them, yeah.
Not counting the 4 or 5 people that maybe went out and bought the foods and helped prepare them before they got here. So.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. This is so cool. It's
I
nice
would
to
say
see.
that this is something that a lot of people look forward to every year. They've been doing it year after year.
This is great.
Long about August, September, we start getting a lot of phone calls from people saying
They want to volunteer again.
Who do I call to sign up for meals? I want to make sure that we get on the schedule.
Yeah,
so it's absolutely important to them as well as to us.
Yeah.
We have people coming in from the outlying areas too, like Kingman and some of the like Whitewater and different locations. Derby, Mulvane.
Sweet.
Yeah, they come in from all over the place.
Yeah, that is so cool.
There's one family that actually, she's a doctor at the VA, and her husband is also a doctor out there, and so they bring their entire family in, and they come from all over the world.
Wow.
And it's just way cool because they get in here and you start talking to them, and I mean they have all kinds of stories and things that they're telling. Plus they're getting new stuff. But they had last year they had Grandma who was in her 80s, and then they had Auntie who was in her 80s, and then they had the kids, their kids' kids, and then some friends, and I mean it was just packed in here. There was probably more people in here than there was out there.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah,
and you say it goes on for 5 months, November through March.
Right.
Yeah. Man, this is so cool.
What if you just wanted to eat? Do you allow people to just come here to eat if they don't need shelter?
I don't advertise it.
Well, yeah, you probably
we're
don't
not
want to
putting it out
advertise it.
there.
No, because I don't want to have the same number they have at the Lord's Diner, but we do have some. We do have some people that will come in just to eat. Yeah.
Okay.
They do.
Yeah. Okay.
And it's
But-
okay.
Yeah. Well, that again goes back to you're doing the good things.
Now, see, they still need to sign in at the end.
Right. Right.
Before they come down here, and they bring a ticket down here. But they just tell them at the desk that they're only here for a meal,
For
so
a
they
meal.
don't assign a mat up there.
Awesome.
Right.
Uh-huh.
Man, you guys got so many great things going on here. Keep taking care of them. Somebody needs to. She's like, I'm trying.
No, actually, I'm just offering them support. I'm doing the things that they need. They take care of themselves.
Well, that's probably true, but you're going to help them get to that, putting that pep back in their step, right?
Now, when you were
I wanna see
talking
that
earlier, you said something about Plus Care.
Shelter Plus Care.
What is that?
That's a vouchering system. It's actually set up for people with mental health issues or addictions, and it provides them with a certain portion of the rent, and it also helps them with program continuing for case management. So it is required that if they get a Shelter Plus Care voucher, or even a Housing First voucher, that they're continue to participate in the case management programs and follow-up, so that we know exactly what's going on with them.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
That is. I just think that there's so many organizations, and then people that support the organizations, and people that work for the organizations that are doing amazing things, and we need to recognize that.
One of the things that I always tell people is it's not how you do something, it's how you couch it with people. And when we do follow-up with folks, a lot of times people say, well, I'm required to do this by law because I need to make sure that you're complying with everything. And my approach to that is that I'm like your mother now, and I'm going to worry about you.
Right?
And I want to come and make sure that you're okay.
Yeah.
See,
At
that's
least
good.
check in with me.
Yeah, please.
Because
keep
people
posted.
can sense care as opposed to obligation.
Right.
Well, I don't want to be punitive about it, and I'm not going to say that I never have been, but
Right.
at the same time, I think it's just how you cloak that. You talk to people about things, because part of the issue is that they become alienated from everybody and everything.
Normalcy is an issue. for them.
Exactly. And so what you want to try to do is to bring them back into something that they can identify with, and at least have some kind of compassion and caring that they're going to relate back. Because one of my best friends years ago told me this thing about hospitality. He did a whole series on hospitality, which you might be interested in at some point. And he said, in order for you to be able to give good hospitality, you have to be able to receive it.
Correct.
And it took me a long time. I mean, I thought I knew, and then it took me a long time to figure that out. And once I figured it out, I'm not doing any better than I was before.
But you understand,
But I understand
it now.
Right. It does not mean that I open my home for a gigantic Christmas hospitality, big time.
No, it's not that.
No.
But you have to understand it
Yeah.
from
Yeah.
personal experience
Yeah.
in order to.
I think that's the
Yeah.
coolest thing.
That's
Exactly.
This is amazing.
Yeah.
Love it. You are
Well,
a rock star.
receiving and understanding.
Yeah.
Because see, that's the thing is that somebody would say, I want to go out and do this for you, and I go, oh, you don't need to do that.
Right.
And he said, what if that's all they have to offer you?
Yeah, I'm bad about that. I understand that.
And he said it's really hard to be able to do it from the other perspective, so I had to practice it. It's like I'm not, like I said, I'm still not good at it. But
Yeah, if somebody wants to help
Awareness.
you at some point or at some occasion or whatever, you're like, that's me. I know. You're the same way.
We all do that. I
Yeah.
think it happens when you become a helper.
Yeah.
You're so used to giving that help that you feel like you obviously can take care of stuff, you don't need it. But people want to reciprocate.
exactly, that's part of
That's-
that's part
and
of
you
it
have
for
to
them.
learn that.
Right.
Yeah.
Allow people.
Yeah.
Exactly.
enjoy that.
Exactly.
There was
Yeah.
a
Right.
thing that I read once, and it was about this guy who was going to give $2 to somebody, and then somebody else was going to give 20. And what you don't know is that person that gave $2, that was all they had. And that person that gave 20, they've got so much money, they're just throwing it around.
Right.
It means nothing to them. So that $2, holds
Really melts.
more meaning.
We had that with a lady the first 5 years that I worked at Interfaith, which is, she actually taught me some things. Sister Stella from over at Harbor House in there, she taught me some, but this lady taught me kind of the basics. You had a lady that come in the first of the month, and she would set like 4 or 5 canned goods up on the counter and walk off. And she never wanted a receipt. She didn't want any acknowledgement or anything. She did this for years. And finally one day, I just had it, and I chased her out and went down to the bus stop and sat down by her. I said, so what's the deal on this? You constantly are doing this thing where you donate these food. How come you don't want any credit for it? She said, because it's my responsibility as a human being and a child of God to do this. I was like, okay. Anyway, over the course of time, I got to know her. She rented a room in a house because her income was $97 a month. Okay.
Oh wow.
$97 a month.
And she still brought in $5.
So she rented this room. She's probably, I'm gonna guess at the time, she's probably in her 80s, you know. But just very cool old lady. Anyway, she said to me, we're sitting on this park bench. She says, "Let me ask you a question about helping people." She said, "What does your Creator look like?" And I'm sitting there going, you know, I don't know, not for sure.
Right.
And she says, "That's just it right there." She said, "Wouldn't you feel bad if when you died you got up there and it was one of those people that you turned away?"
Oh, whoa.
Give you a perspective.
Wow.
On it.
Yeah, a little perspective on that
So
one.
we had a discussion about that, but you know, it's like, okay, I have to think about this. Now, I'm not saying I never turn anybody away, but it's like, I do think, you know, not necessarily that I want to do everything like Christ did, but at the same time, I do want to have that implication of, I want to do what's right.
Right. Yeah. And, you know, even with all the rules and regulations that we all have to abide by, you know, that does get a little difficult sometimes, you know, but you still keep going forward. You still keep trying to, you know, put your best foot forward and keep going. You know.
Alrighty.
I know. Let's start Kansas, America. We're out of here.
America!
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 We're going to come back and see you guys.
We'll give you a little hat.